Hi and welcome to another making of comics video. Today I'm going to be flatting and lighting my drawing. Hi, my name is Luis Escobar. I'm a storyboard artist on the Simpsons television show. I've been working on the show for over 25 years now, and I'm here to empower you. So today I'm going to be, as I said, flatting and lighting, but this is the very last time I'm going to try to use this method. Next time you see me do something, I'm going to try something different, a little bit more streamlined, and then we'll see how that goes, because I don't know if it's going to actually speed things up or make things worse. So, but the whole entire point of this is to speed things up, make things faster, produce these comics as fast as possible, so I'm not spending 8 months working on this stuff, because I only get a chance to work on this stuff for about an hour a day. So ideally what I want is to get the biggest bang out of my buck when I produce something with this method. So this is going to be a compressed video of the work. It took me about 3 hours to do this. It doesn't seem like it took 3 hours, but apparently it took me 3 hours to do this. So let's get started. All right, once I had everything already done, actually this background had some color already on it, so which was helpful, but I did have to do the front foliage here. And so the process, as I've done in the last few comics, which has been 7 of them so far, is including this one being the 7th, is that I not only color each character, and I also separate every single area of the character's body parts to its own separate color. The thing that I did different in this comic that I didn't do in all the other ones is I did all the changes, all the different body, all the little pieces all in one layer. I would usually each character, I would separate each color on its own layer. This time around, I actually kept the color on all the layers, like in one single layer. And then I would come back when I was going to color it, and I would color select the color from the layer, and that's how I'd color it. And you'll see that when I color it in the next video. So the background itself had its own little pieces that needed to be colored or flatted on their own. And and even throughout this whole process, I knew that there was going to be color in that background. I just had no idea what it was going to be. The statues I needed to cover up the CG part so that they actually worked as my drawings, because my drawings were going to cover up the CG version of the statues there. Again, like each one of these needed to be flatted. Now, if I'm going to do this again, I'm probably not going to go into so much detail on all of these little pieces. I am not going to break everything down this way. I'm going to be a little bit more organic, and I'm going to be coloring them as I go, coloring each part as I go, instead of using this flat the flatting system this way. Now, I don't know if it's going to save me any time or not. Each character will be flatted for sure, but it will only be with one single flat shape. It's going to only have one flat shape, and then the rest of it is going to be on the fly coloring. And like I said, will it take me less time to do? I have no idea. I don't know. I know that this part of the process, as I've said before, took me 3 hours. That's not a long time, but it is 3 hours that are extremely tedious for me. At least this flatting part. I think the flatting, to me, is the most boring part of the process. It's really, really mindless. You really need to have something to distract you while you're doing this, because it's actually extremely dull. But it's getting to the end where I'm finally getting to the point where I am getting done. And this is, for me, when it starts becoming a lot more interesting, a little bit more fun. I'm adding the watercolor texture on top so that I can have like a watercolor effect on everything. Now I'm adding the light. So I'm adding the value of the shadows, the direction of the shadows. And if you saw me add a bunch of white, that was the direction of the light. So and the light is going to affect the local colors of everything. So, and what I'm doing is I mask the figure with the color of the shadow, and then I basically remove the shadow away to reveal the light. And so here I'm putting the light. So it's going to be a white light that's coming over here, and then I am just I think I mask the light layer and I reveal it or reduce it as I go. And now I'm putting in the shadows, and I'm deleting part of the mask to get the light in. So everybody is receiving their light. The lights are coming from the windows. Anything that is not getting hit by the light from the windows is going into shadow. And I'm adding all that atmosphere all around this CG background. So it's all starting to come together. There it is. The white direction of the light is put in, and now I'm going to put in the shadows. And it really helps me to wrap my head around how to put the shadows once I know where the light is coming from, what direction the light is coming from. So putting in the initial light really helps. And but here's the thing. What's really screws me up is when I forget to put the texture of the watercolor in. That really screws me up, because what happens is it changes how dark the shadows are, and it changes the way that the light hits stuff. So I have to always remember to put in the texture of the watercolor texture first, so that it doesn't affect all my lighting. The backgrounds, I'm trying really hard to not have any line work in it, but I think it just doesn't. Even at the very end, there's a little bit of line work in it. But it does help that the light is so blown out, and that kind of line work kind of eventually disappeared. But this is by far. This to me is a lot more fun, doing this kind of lighting. And notice how everything is gray. I turned everything gray, and that's kind of what I'm going to be going with. I'm going straight to the gray bits. I'm gonna when I flat everything, it's going to generally be just a grouped gray shape, and then I'm going and hopefully when I color it, it's not going to be a tedious chore. And it'll actually make, hopefully it'll make the coloring process a lot more fun. But this is still me doing the traditional way that I did it in the last 7, or rather 6 comics before this one. And here is the shadows of the background. And when I put the shadows, you could actually see the texture of the watercolor texture coming through a lot better. And the idea is that this is supposed to look a little bit watercolor-y colored. I don't know how successful it's coming across, but that was my intent. And this background, notice how I had to get rid of all the jaggies of the background, and that actually took a little bit, but I had to smooth out all that, all the pixels out of the polygons out of the background, and make it actually look like a 3-dimensional background, as opposed to looking like I created it in a computer program. But this is a flat thing, so and here it is. I'm fixing the face. I'm just not happy with that face, so I'm trying to make it more silly and goofy. But that's it. That's the end of this video. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye.